This is BayRadio.
I'm Jeremy Kenton. Now, we have some very good positive news, but we also have a warning. Now, remember that COVID-19 is opening up the possibility of us moving to phase 1. Now, what that means is that there's far more freedom. But some alarming facts. You've got to remember that the reason why we're moving to that phase 1 is because there's more availability in hospitals should the number of cases increase. And that means that we mustn't let our guard down. Now, on my way to work yesterday, and I'm still seeing patients, originally it was just emergency patients, but now I'm seeing more chronic cases as well. What's happening is that people are letting their guard down. When I was on my way to work yesterday, I was quite alarmed at the number of people who were out for their 1 hour of exercise, who weren't wearing gloves, who weren't wearing masks, and were in groups. Now, you've got to remember that the effect of a mask, is it going to protect you? It'll offer some protection. It's not going to prevent things from happening. But if you don't wear it when you're in contact with other people, you're at risk of giving them exposure, and they are also at risk for you of giving you exposure. So they're not foolproof, and there are different types, as we know, but you really should be wearing it. And in some regions and under certain conditions, it's mandatory, it's compulsory that you should wear it, especially if you have a passenger in your vehicle. And the other thing that I've noticed is that people really are not wearing them properly. Many people are wearing them flat so that they're not offering full protection. Remember that before you put it on, just pinch if you've got this type. The nose piece halfway through, so just fold it in half, pinch it, and it will mould to the shape over your nose far better. And remember that you should only apply it using the strings or the elastic. And that simple trick, if it is loose, just attach a paper clip to the back, which will mean that it gives you more movement and tightens the whole thing up. Now, gloves, once again, and masks, if you have the disposable type, they are exactly what they say. They're disposable, and you're meant to be getting rid of them after you've worn them. As soon as they become moist from your breath, normally which is about an hour to 2 hours, chuck them in the bin. And the same goes for gloves. These are nitrile gloves, which are actually washable in an alcohol solution, so they're reusable. But with the disposable types, throw them away, and remember, take them off properly. So when you're taking them off, use one glove to peel the other one off. But we've got to be even more vigilant, as people were at the very beginning, in terms of hand washing, and also the use of alcohol. But remember, and I see this so often in supermarkets, people are just putting one tiny dab and then just going like this. That's not sufficient. In the same way that you should be spending about 20 to 30 seconds washing your hands, the same thing applies with alcohol scrub. In between the fingers, take rings and jewellery off, watches off when you're actually applying it. So important that you're actually covering the alcohol over the whole of your hands, not just a quick dab and rub. But remember, please, as we open up, as hopefully we will on Monday, to phase 1, please still be vigilant, please still be sensible, keep your social distancing, and take great care of yourself in that respect. But also, as people are now beginning to exercise more, and I've seen some patients in the last few days where they've suddenly started doing forms of exercise that either they're not used to, or forgetting that they've taken such a long break away from the exercise that it's so important that they warm up and limber down afterwards. And even that goes for brisk walking, just very, very gentle stretches to prepare the muscles for the activity that they're going to do. And for those of you, for those of us who haven't done a lot of exercise for a long time over the last 8 weeks, that really is very important. So remember, hand washing, use of alcohol, drinking, as well as obviously putting on your hands if it helps, and just taking great care to remember that this isn't over and that you've got to be as vigilant now as we were at the beginning. So I wish you all the very best of health.